All right, well, I don't know if you guys can even see any of that. Trying to get you guys into the picture here, but this roof is ripply. It's not just dented, it's just rippled. It's kind of a shame. You know, I think this Karmann Ghia, to be honest, I think what this thing did, I mean, the front end's super clean. There was a little bit of, there was some accident damage in the back. It really wasn't even hit that hard. Believe me, if you hit something hard in one of these, it just, it's done. You know, the whole thing's wiped out. So it had some damage here in the fender. We'll show you some of the damage that we're going to be doing in the future. There's like, this was bent in pretty good when I got the car. I just pulled it right back out by hand. And this side too, it's like somebody was leaned against it. And there's a dent right here. Okay. And then there's the ripply roof. And then there was the back damage that was repaired. If you didn't watch the last video on it, the back of the car was hit some point, and it was generally minor damage, and it just messed up all the body lines though, and caused some damage in the sides back here. But it wasn't really hit that hard. A lot of people think, oh, wow, it was hit pretty hard. No, it doesn't take much. This was probably 15 mile an hour accident at the most. So yeah, 25 mile an hour accident. This car's completely tacoed. There's nothing left. Okay, that's probably 15 mile an hour accident or less. So I think what happened, just from the investigation of what happened, is this car was sitting in the garage. So when I got it, it was in the field. It was in the backyard. I think he got it from someone that it was sitting in the garage. And the reason I think that is because they got up on top of it. Maybe the kids did. And they were, getting stuff up in the attic or whatever, and using it as a ladder, because it sat in the garage for probably a long time because there's no rust. So all the evidence tells me that it sat somewhere inside for a long time because there's no rust on it. And then he got it and set it outside like he did with everything. And just, that's when all the upholstery got bad. Like all this dried out from sitting outside. It was probably a pretty nice car before he got it. And then the Bondo from the hot weather or whatever being outside probably started to go because the old Bondo, it wasn't really done very good. And the lines weren't even lined up right because somebody went to a cheap place to get accident damage repaired, and they had the car painted. So the car was probably original paint before the accident was done. And so that's why the door jambs are in such great shape. Original. They don't look very good right now because they're not clean. But believe me, I've cleaned these and they are just like beautiful. Really nice paint and everything else. So that's the story from the evidence that I can see on this car. Is it somehow got in an accident, got inside. So the engine, real quick, the engine on this thing, I started looking at it. Engine's been rebuilt. Engine's brand new. And I think they had the engine rebuilt, and the carburetor that was on it, the throttle shaft was so loose, it would not run right at all. So they probably thought something was wrong with it. Let's go down and have the engine rebuilt. Had it painted. Maybe it was still shiny when he got it. I don't know. But, because he had it about 15 years in his backyard. Okay. So the engine was rebuilt that was in it. It looked like the timing was way off. The carburetor was installed, was junk. And between that, it wouldn't run. So I got it running. It runs really good. I mean, it runs pretty good. It's a brand new engine. But it just needs a little bit more tuning still. I haven't got all that worked out of it. I haven't even been able to drive it because the tires are so rotten. So we got to change the tires. And for some reason, somebody has raised the back end on this thing. I mean, it should not be like that. It should be going the other way just a little bit. And so something's weird back there. It's way too stiff in the back. So I've got to put it up on the lift and readjust the torsions on it. And we'll find out what the issue was there at some point later in videos. So I think that's what happened. You guys make your comments on that. I think from what I'm seeing, this was a really nice Karmann Ghia. Somebody sat it in their garage for a long time, and then he put it outside and kind of let it get wrecked. And it was just the roof. He probably was somebody he knew from work. He got most of his cars from other people he knew from work. Maybe they retired or whatever, and then he ended up picking up their, you know, that pickup truck was another friend of his that I have here. The one we did the Mayan Gold paint job on was some guy he knew at work who bought it like new, and then he bought it brand new, and then he used it to just tow on the weekends. So his little bitty fifth wheel, and then he got it, had a fifth wheel in it. It's never towed a heavy trailer, and he took the fifth wheel out of it, and then there it sat. You know, he just let it sit. So that's kind of the way Pete was. Anyway, the roof, I think, is just because some people were getting on it. There's no dents in the hood, thank goodness. They didn't stand on there. They didn't stand on any of this part of the car. They just stood on the roof. And I think that's what happened. So anyway, that's what I'm seeing from looking at the car. Kind of an interesting story. It's always nice to know the story and the background. I mean, you kind of find it when you start digging. So that's kind of forensics of doing body work. So anyway, we got to fix this roof. This thing is rippled. So what I did is I marked it right here. Marked where the ripples are, because I can kind of see them a little bit. You can feel them and kind of guess. It's a lot easier if you can see it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grind down these areas here, the low spots. These are ridges around the edge where it's high. Because usually when it goes low, it goes high around the dent. So I'm going to pull up here, and then I'm going to tap along here. Okay. And I've got dents all over this roof. So I've marked them all. And hopefully you guys enjoy the stuff about the forensics of the car and what I'm seeing. It's a really neat to find something in this condition. Usually you don't find something like this. So yeah, it's got ridges around here. There's a ripple, low spot here. This is actually kind of a longer low spot. It's kind of a bigger dent than that. So I'll just take that portion to bare metal and then start using the dent puller. One of these dent pullers. I'll have to take it off the rack because the lines are too short, and we'll see how far we can get that, how straight we can get that before, because honestly, sanding roofs sucks. It's slow. So we want to try and get it as straight as we can. So we'll have to put on as much filler as possible, try and get it almost metal finish smooth, and then just put a little skim coat on, and then we'll put on a really good sanding filler on there, and so it sands real easy, and then we'll be done with that, the roof. Let's see if we can do this in 1 to 2 days. Everything else I've done, like the back of the car, I spent a whole week on just the back, and I'm not done. So yeah, these ones this shouldn't take very long. The rest of the dents in this car, I should be able to fix these in a couple days, and then we'll disassemble it and get it ready for paint. All right, so we'll move on. I have to finish this out with a stripping wheel, because then it doesn't take all the metal off. I just kind of get it started with the other and use a stripping wheel to finish it. It's all nice and shiny bare metal. All these areas are all low. There's ridges on the edges of them. So like right here, there's a ridge. So all I got to do is pull out, do a bunch of pulls right in here, it should bring this back. And this kind of goes into right about here, but I don't think I'll need to pull that. I think if I just stay near the ridge, then it'll kind of pull all that out. Let's give it a shot. Well guys, I'm going to tell you this. I tried the 110 model, and again, just to see if I was like doing everything right. One of the things you want to make sure is to have all your connections really tight. Make sure this is tight here. Make sure that's really tight, and use it on the proper thing, okay? So this is on triangle, right? I'm using the triangle right now, and that's my triangle tip. It doesn't get as hot when you do that, because I was getting some heat from that tool because I had it on number 7, because I was like trying to really get it to stick because my stuff wasn't all together. Okay, so finally I got the settings right on this one, and I did the same with this, and I really gave it everything I could. I tried different settings. I tried everything. In the 110, do not buy it. Do not buy the 110. It is just a waste of money. I mean, it kind of works, but this thing works amazing. The 220 model, this is the 220. They look the same. The other one, that one's a different color. That's the old color. Oh, I did something. I must have. Okay, so I just have it on number 1, number 5, and it's plenty hot for this feel. I'm able to really pull out all this stuff real easily. Doesn't even, I just put it on there. Like, there's a little dent right here from, I peeled it. I just go like that. It's on there just enough. And then after I get it loose and I just twist it, take it off. Now, on the other one, as soon as I pull it, it just comes right off. It doesn't even stay. So it's just, I tried it on number 9, on the hottest setting, made no difference. So if you're going to buy one of these, only get the 220 model. The 110, complete waste of money. So I paid for that. I bought that, okay? And I used it once, and I should have sent it right back to Amazon. I don't know if I bought it on Amazon or not, but I should have sent it right back, because that thing's a waste of money. This one here works great. So if you're going to look at these, 220 only. You can buy yourself a long extension cord, 220. It works perfect. Really works good. Because I have multiple high spots, it's easier for me just to use this. Okay, all this is a file. You bend it in that shape right there, and then you just and you can see that it's hammering right on those little high spots. And that, some of this stuff, it's easier to use that. I mean, that's almost metal finished. I could probably metal finish this if I was thinking what I needed. If I had a shrinking disc, okay? If I use this tool and I use a shrinking disc, I could probably metal finish everything and not have to do, this doesn't like being sitting there on. It would come out really nice. So, I mean, this is pretty much gone. It's hard to tell because you got the paint ridge right here. So, it feels like it's gone compared to how it was. So anyway, saves a lot of time. This tool right here is amazing. Saves a ton of time. You don't have to pull a headliner out, have to do the, you have to get a dolly up in there, reach up, back up in there that far with your arm. You gotta have all the windows out to do that. It's pain. That thing just eliminates all that problem. All right, check this out, man. It's just, and there's just a couple little lows in there. I mean, it's just so minor. You can see this is tiny spots are high, and then around it's a little bit low. It's just micro stuff. Just a little bit of filler. These ones I might go ahead and slap or file a little bit. All right, so I went ahead and got this all filled up, but this filler will stick to sanded paint and everything, so it's fine. It's like a glazing that's really thin. So I'll just sand that down. We'll guide coat this up, maybe sand it down, take a look, see where we're at. I don't know if we're going to have much to do after this. That might be it. So ended up being really easy with that thing. And this roof wasn't that hard to sand like some of them are. My rabbit truck, that was really hard. Well, I recorded myself doing this, but for some reason it stopped. So anyway, I was doing some of the blocking on this. I hold the DA on there. I don't put any pressure on it. I put it really, really lightly, just shape it, just like you do when you're blocking, and it does a perfect job. I mean, so I found a few areas that need attention. Little one right here, little one, little ding right there, and then one right here I missed, but not too bad. Now I gotta do some hand work around the corners and a little hard to reach areas. Make sure I got all those. And then the roof is pretty straight now. I mean, it's got a few little, like, let's say they're like slow moving waves, so they'll not show up really. I mean, if somebody's going crazy looking at it, they can see it, but we're not going there really. I mean, once this is primed anyway, this is going to fill in most of that anyways. But yeah. Now we'll just, I got fills to do back here still. Yeah, there's a lot more to do still on this back. And then this will be done, then I can start sanding the rest of it. I did a little bit, like I said, I did a little bit of panning alpha camera on some of this stuff, so there's not much more body work other than we still got to make this patch, don't we? Keep on forgetting about it. That ugly thing. Boy, that thing's going to be fun, isn't it? We'll just cut those wires off, and then we'll just make a nice straight line here, a straight line there, a nice straight line here, a nice straight line, so we can make an easy, well, a difficult piece. It'll be fun. All right, so we'll get on that. Do the right thing here and just, you know, cut that out. Pretend we didn't see it. What is that? Something else we don't need. It's all it is just a windshield washer, so we'll leave that alone. All right, I'll show you guys how I'm going to do this. I already cut this a little too big for a good reason. So I know that that's probably going to line up right there, so I'm just going to go like this and then like that, and then I'm just going to make it like that. Oh, I don't know where that is. Then I'm going to bend this thing into shape. So I don't know how I'm going to do it, but that's what I'm doing, like that. That's the shape I want to get, because that is where I need to start. I can't start line up these two corners, because it's going to change. Because once I bend this, I mean, this line will line up, but this corner is not going to line up right here. So let's just get started with it. So let's do this. It's going to kink over here. Have to relief cut it somehow. Something like that. A little bit more. So I get something on there to, maybe I'll put a piece of pipe right here or something. All right, we'll just use a little piece of pipe to make that. Let's see what happens here. It's being a little more cooperative than I thought it would, but Get a little more. Get this dent out of here. Area that's not right. Actually, that's better than I thought. That might work right there. Yeah, it's close. Yeah, I gotta be perfect. It just gotta, you know. I can shrink right here too. Try that real quick. Let me shrink that. I'll bring you back in. So it's a little tough to film down in here, but we just took the bumpers off, and I think this is the first time. Let me see one of them bolts there. Look at these came off. They were pointed like the pan bolts. All four of them, and it had all the washers were on them. And then look at this. So the bumpers are painted black. The bumper brackets are painted black, but they painted like they took it off and painted, got overspray on these bumper brackets. So they must have just taken them off right here and left the bracket in place. And then just, wow, that's pretty cool. All original. But that's they came off kind of hard. They were real tight. So that was pretty crazy. Look at that. And there's the original gaskets on there. I don't know if did they still make those. We'll find out later. Dent, dent, bigger dent. I felt a little something right here, so I just sprayed this real quick with some random blue free spray paint that I got, which, you know, that's real expensive now. And I found a dent right there, kind of a little low area, so I'll just put a little filler on that. Found another one up here. Get that filled in. A little more grinding on the inside, a little bit of filler, and it'll look almost like it wasn't there. I mean, yeah, who cares? It's under the hood, but at least it'll look better than it did. All right, guys. Whew, we made some progress. This was fun. So I got this guide coat. Boy, is that stuff. Well, it won't take much of that. So, yeah, we'll just spray can guide coat it. I know guys are like, man, use the powder. I mean, this was free, so I'll take that. So anyway, yeah, we're looking good. I think, gosh, I forgot to sand a couple spots, and which is a drag. I gotta make sure I get them all. Should be able to find them easy with that bright color on there, huh? Yeah. We'll guide coat this, guide coat the center section. Little spot down there we did. We'll guide coat all this. Whoops, if I hit the tire. Forgive me. They're getting replaced. Ooh, man, that's guide coat. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, I think that's about it for this video. Yeah, we got this done. We got under here. Well, the metalwork's done under here, so we're going to get this down to the color match next week. And boy, we ought to be into paint here pretty soon. We got underneath the deck lid. We got this little touch up to do here. Got underneath there in the back to do some touch up. I got to get this thing out after this is dry and then clean everything, because I'm not going to try and just blow that out real quick. I'm going to get the washer, pressure washer, and clean everything. You know, get it all cleaned out before I do my final sand. Because I want to make sure we don't get all that dirt and dust. And I got stuff under the deck lid I want to clean off. Don't think I had my pressure washer when I washed this last time. I think my pressure washer was on order or something. I blow them up every 6 months or so. So anyway, I went through quite a few of those. So anyway, yep, we are getting close. Having trouble. I was trying to match this color, and the colorants I had didn't like it. So we're just gonna, hoping the new guy that sells, I'm gonna use Limco. Limco's German paint, so we use Limco base coat on here. Never shot that before. Believe it or not, I've shot thousands of different types of paint, but I've never shot Limco, so we'll see how that goes. But the reason I'm using that is because it's got the German tints, and all the other guys that I know around here, not so great at matching colors, so I'm not going to take a chance on them. And somebody that has the German tints has the ochre and that stuff. And I believe that's in the Limco system, as well as, remember, there's BASF Coatings owns Limco, RM, and Glaceret. So that's why I'm going with Limco. I want to try and get the right colorants and somebody that hopefully knows how to use them. we will find out later. If he matches this color really good, I definitely will have his information in one of these videos, so come back around for that and we'll see how he does. He thinks he can do it. He says, dude, I can match anything. I said, all right, this one's different. It's dirty color, but we don't want it to look too red or too green. We want it to look brown because it's easy to do. So anyway, all right, that's it for this, guys. I've been going on too long. I'll let you guys go. Have a good one. I'll talk to you in the next video.